What is going on, my friends? Prestonites, welcome back. It's good to see you. Today's perspective is going to look a little bit different, and I want to be straight up front with you about that. I am wearing my DC hero hat. It has Green Lantern, the Flash, Aquaman on it, and they're fighting their villains. I'm wearing my Power Ring t-shirt. You got the Star Sapphires, you got the Indigo, the Compassion Tribe, the Indigo Tribe, you got the Blue Lanterns, the Green Lanterns, you got the Red Lanterns, and we're going to talk about those a little bit later in the emotional spectrum, and I got my Green Lantern cup for when I get potched, but I want to share my perspective on superheroes. Now, it's no secret that I love superheroes. I love the creativity and the imagination that goes into creating a superhero. Their name, their power, their costume, their backstory, their team-ups. I appreciate that creativity. And so what we're going to do today is we're going to take you on a tour of what I like to call the Isle of Justice. And it is an attraction that has been built inside of the game Minecraft in a city that I'm working on with my buddy Chris. We built these statues because every good city needs a water park, Six Flags, a roller coaster, a theme park, and our attraction is the Isle of Justice. Now, this is just part one because we are going to focus on the DC comic superheroes. So let's jump in and continue our conversation. So as you can see, we are currently in the parking lot, and there's this green structure, that's the Halton. All right, like the Hilton, but the Halton after Hal Jordan, Green Lantern of Earth, Sector 2814. And yes, if you watched the earlier episode, yes, there are fans in the bathroom. Those are fancy bathrooms, but as you're in this little parking lot, you can turn around and you can see the ticket kiosk and you can see the entrance to the Isle of Justice, and you can go ahead and make out some of the heroes. Now, I have a lot of hero conversations because I have a lot of hero t-shirts. Perspective, the t-shirt you wear is going to spark different kinds of conversations. So when I wear a superhero t-shirt, I know I'm going to have probably a superhero conversation or at least a compliment. Wearing a Captain America shirt one time, I got stopped at Five Below and the guy was like, "Hey, do you like superheroes?" Yes. Right? So as you enter into the Isle of Justice and past the ticket booth, you're going to see this little gift shop off to the side. Now, when I talk to people about superheroes, a lot of people are Marvel this and Marvel that, and I like to dig a little bit deeper because people usually think that Marvel is superior because of movies. And granted, the MCU is incredible. As we walk past this, we're going to get over here, and this is where we're going to start. All right, this is the Fountain of Oa. Oa is the home planet of the Green Lanterns. Green Lantern is my favorite superhero. That's not a secret either. It is engraved on my wedding ring because my wife is the coolest of the cool. Oa is where the Guardians stay. The history of the Lanterns is where they train. And so we're going to make our way into the Green Lantern Monument. Now, back to Marvel. Marvel has some great heroes and has done some great stuff for the comic book world. But you cannot base everything off of movies. What about the animated films, right? What about the TV shows? What about the comic books? What about the complex storylines? The DC Comics, they introduced us to the multiverse. Not to mention Green Lantern. All right, as you're on top of the monument, you're going to be able to overlook and see some of the other heroes. And over here, you're going to be able to look and see like the Sidekick Sand Dunes, alliteration, or Mount Justice some more. DC Comics introduced us to the multiverse, but in just Green Lantern, you have all of these power rings, all these different planets, all these different people, all these aliens. You have this gigantic world just inside the Green Lantern storyline itself. As we're in the monument talking about Green Lantern, the first Green Lantern was Alan Scott, and his power ring was derived from magic. Now, Green Lantern, Alan Scott, and the Flash J. Garrick, and these guys, they were the first, and then some of the first with Batman and Superman, and then comics kind of took a downhill turn. And what happened is then Green Lantern was resurfaced when comics got popular again, and then we were introduced to Hal Jordan, and Hal Jordan is all about science fiction, how you're chosen by the Lantern, and the Lantern is powered by willpower, the willpower of the universe. That's what the central battery is made up of, and that powers their personal batteries that then charges their rings. As you head down into the lower levels, you're going to find the Blue Lantern Room of Hope, and then the train that takes you to the Red Bull train station. Now, this is just a little room that you hang out with. It's not really it's not impressive. You see the lantern symbol goes up into the monument, and you just got some blue. So, Blue Lanterns get their power from hope. Red Lanterns get from rage. Orange, there's only one because his is greed, and it's mine, 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 not yours. Star Sapphires get it from love. So when you're into the main corridor, you're going to see these books, which is the history or the archives of the planet of Oa. You're going to see this tribute to John Stewart, who is another Earth Protector. And then over here on the wall, you actually see all the Earth Protectors listed. Alan Scott, Hal Jordan, Guy Gardner, John Stewart, Kyle Rayner, Simon Baz, Jessica Cruz. And then over here to the side is an exit to Mount Justiceborn, but we're not going to go there just yet. When you dive deep into the DC Comics, you can see that a lot of our heroes came first. Now, granted, there are a few heroes in the Marvel world that came first, and then DC made a hero kind of like that. But if you do enough research, you will find, and you line them up, you will see majority DC heroes came first, right? Were the originals. With DC, you have heroes like Red Tornado. Red Tornado is an android who has the power of wind. Now, I enjoy the storylines and the writings of DC Comics. Sometimes I feel like in Marvel, the heroes are really good, and then it's like, oh wait, they need a bad guy. And the bad guy is kind of like an afterthought. But that is my perspective. Now, here is Captain Marvel, where, well, we lost the rights to that name, so now it's Shazam. And then you have Miss Marvel or Mary Marvel over here. And Shazam, his name is an acronym, right? You have the Z, the power of Zeus, H, the strength of Hercules. So you have Shazam. As you head this way, we're going to take note of the pathways. The pathways kind of go with the heroes. All the heroes have signage. This is Aquaman, right? Now, here's another thing. With the movies, a lot of people, Miss Martians over here, Supergirl, a lot of people think Marvel's better because they're more fun and family friendly, and that's true because that's the audience they're going for. Justice League and Aquaman and Wonder Woman and the Dark Knights have never come out saying they're family friendly. They are dark and gritty for a purpose. That is what they're going for. So you can't just knock those films for being dark. They are dark on purpose. Now, I'm not a Superman fan. Oh, I know. I'm just not. That's my perspective. I know I have him right here. I bought this big Superman thing for a good cause, but I'm not a big Superman fan, so you will not see a statue of Superman. But you do see Supergirl, and if you look straight up right here, you have the Superman symbol, the hope of Krypton, and then you also have Hawkgirl, who is a very powerful warrior. This guy right here, this Green Martian, the Martian Manhunter, he's the last Green Martian of Mars. Now, you might be thinking, wait a minute, didn't we just see Miss Martian? Correct. But Miss Martian is a white Martian disguised as a Green Martian living on Earth. I know, it's a whole thing. Then you have the Vigilante Way, you got Green Arrow, you have the Dark Knight, the world's greatest detective, Batman, you have Nightwing, and you got Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman is awesome, you got her little lasso of truth. And Green Arrow, Batman, and Wonder Woman, once you pass them, they lead you to Mount Justiceborn. And Mount Justiceborn has the head of Wonder Woman, Batman, Green Arrow, and the Helmet of Fate, or Dr. Fate. Behind us is the Sidekick Sand Dunes, and you can go ahead and see Batgirl, and then you can see Robin, Jason Todd. Batman goes through a few Robins. You have the other Robin with donning all the green. That's Dick Grayson, who then later becomes Nightwing, who we just passed. You have Kid Flash way out there. You have Aqualad, the original Aqualad, not the Aqualad of Young Justice. And we're not going to go all the way out there. And then you have the Teen Titans. Starfire, Beast Boy, Raven, super happy with the way the Raven had turned out, and Cyborg. Now, when you make it to Mount Justice Moore, you also have the entrance to the Den of Villains. Now, here you are going to see some Marvel people, all right? But as you enter into this world, you see Joker and Harley Quinn. You see Catwoman. You see on this back wall the symbol of Venom, Mysterio, Mr. Freeze. You have Reverse Flash in the ground, and because of the stained glass, it looks like he's kind of phasing, which is super cool. Look at that. Boom skis! And then if you turn and look up, you got the Riddler logo with his purple mask. Over here, you got Sandman, which is super cool because he is actually like shifting and phasing up out of the ground and out of the sand. You have the exit to the Marvel side, which we're not going to do. And then back here, you have Two-Face, Thanos, Lex Luthor, and the villain of Green Lantern, Sinestro. Now, Sinestro was a Green Lantern before, and then he harnessed the yellow energy of fear and is now leader of the Yellow Lanterns, the Sinestro Corps. You know, fear stops you from doing something, but Green Lanterns have willpower, the willpower to fight, the willpower to stand up for what's right, the willpower to do things. Now, Green Lantern's super awesome, right? He's my favorite, right? We kind of covered that earlier. But Hal Jordan has created some incredible things out of his willpower. He has constructed a motorcycle, even though he can fly. One time, there's this giant asteroid flying towards the Earth, and they can't destroy the asteroid. So he wraps a chain around the Earth and puts a little harness at the end, and Superman gets into the harness and moves the Earth out of the way, asteroid, and then with Green Lantern's help, Superman flies Earth back into place. There's one time where they're fighting this villain named Mongol, and Mongol's skin is the same strength as Superman's. And Green Lantern is able to will an arrow strong enough to go through Mongol's leg, which would then mean Hal Jordan could will an arrow strong enough to hurt Superman. Think about it. Pretty awesome, all right? Now, our tour is going to be getting ready to come to a close. We have a few more people to see, a few more people to look at. So we're going to look at Jay Garrick. Now, Jay Garrick, when we were introduced to the multiverse, became the Flash of another Earth with Alan Scott, Dr. Fate, and they make the Justice Society of America. Now, the Flash we know and love is Barry Allen. We're going to see him in just a second. But as you come this way, the path changes, and you got Booster Gold. Booster Gold is from the future. He traveled back in time so that he could be a superhero, have all the fans, be super loved. And then he got a lesson from the Justice League in humility and what a real hero is. And it's a great story. Then you got Stargirl, and all the heroes have these signs. You have Stargirl, who has the comic staff, who was wielded by Starman, who was a member of the Justice Society of America. She then joins the Justice Society of America, and even though she's a teenager, she has proven herself. As you turn this corner, you get to see Barry Allen, the fastest man alive, our favorite Flash. You head up this mountain, and you're going to see Green Lantern, and the cool thing here is this is the first statue I made, and it kind of started this whole thing. And then our last hero is going to be Black Canary. Black Canary gets her power from her voice, and she's super cool and really awesome. Now you see this little wall right here. You can kind of see some of the silhouettes. That is the Marvel side of the Isle of Justice. And we're not going to show you that. That's going to be another video later down the road because Marvel has done a lot of good things for the Heroverse. Marvel has some great heroes. It is just my personal opinion that DC is better overall. Marvel does some things better, DC does some things better, but DC is just better overall, right? Marvel's main color is red, DC's main color is blue. If you cut me, I'm gonna bleed blue in all these little DCs, right? DC is where it's at. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're watching it with your kids, I hope they enjoyed it. enjoyed the Minecraft. All of this stuff is made out of sand, terracotta, and concrete. Maybe it's inspired you to go create and make something. Make sure you like, subscribe, do whatever you want. Be on the lookout for another perspective. I really appreciate you guys watching these and taking the time. It means the world to me. You guys rock.